Welcome. My name is Wally Kronzer, and I am the District Rotary Foundation Committee Chair for District 5890. Today we will be talking about global grant applications. This presentation may not answer all of your questions, but I am confident you will be better prepared to complete a global grant application. We have 4 objectives today. First, to better understand the Rotary Foundation's global grant process. Second, to better understand various websites and forms as they apply to global grants. Third, to better understand the process by which District 5890 awards District Designated Funds, or DDF, to global grants. And finally, to better understand how the District Rotary Foundation Committee can help a club's global grant process. Global grants, the process. You will see this slide again at the end of the presentation, but I want to start off by telling you that most, if not all, documents mentioned during this presentation can be found at the district's Rotary Foundation Committee subpage. You will see the link to that subpage in the banner at the top of the website. You may have in fact arrived at this video through that webpage. We have a number of resources available to help you take full advantage of grant opportunities. Rotary's website has a wealth of general and detailed information about grants too. The Learning Center found at Rotary.org offers training resources to help you apply for foundation grants. Okay, let's get to it. Global grants support large international activities with sustainable, measurable outcomes in Rotary's areas of focus. A key feature of global grants is partnerships between the district or club where the activity is carried out and a district or club in another country. Both sponsors must be qualified before they can submit an application. The minimum budget for a global grant activity is $30,000 US. The Foundation's World Fund provides a minimum of $15,000 US and a maximum of $200,000 US. Clubs and districts contribute district designated funds and/or cash contributions. These are then matched by the World Fund. DDF is matched at 100% and cash is matched at 50%. The Rotary Foundation has identified specific causes to target to maximize our local and global impact. Through global grants, we help clubs focus their service efforts in the following areas: peace and conflict prevention resolution, disease prevention and treatment, water and sanitation, maternal and child health, basic education and literacy, economic and community development. Global grant applications are submitted online. The grant application tool is accessible by going to www.rotary.org/grants. Applications are accepted on a rolling basis throughout the year. There are no application deadlines. However, if your application includes travel, please ensure that it is submitted at least 90 days before the travel is scheduled to begin. The following slides will discuss ways that you can improve your global grant application. Tip number 1. Make sure your club has approved the global grant project. You may have a great global grant project idea. It may be an idea that the Rotary Foundation will have no problem approving. But whatever you do not bother starting the online grant application without first receiving the go-ahead from your club. After all, your club president will have to authorize the global grant application. Do not waste the Rotary Foundation's time unless you know your club backs the application. Tip number 2. Make sure the global grant sponsors have Rotary.org profiles. To fill out the online global grant application, you first have to log into the Rotary International website. As part of the online application, you will be adding individuals' names as either contacts or committee personnel. Those individuals' names will be easy to add if they are already part of the Rotary International online family. Consequently, you should make sure that any members you want to add to the application are already in the system. It is easy to become part of the system. Just create your user profile tied to your member identification number. It usually takes less than 5 minutes. Tip number 3. It is easier to complete an online application if you complete a global grant template. Do you want to make the online application process easier for yourself? Then before you go online, fill out the global grant template. You can find it at the District Rotary Foundation Committee subpage. The Global Grant Application Template is a Word document. This is what the document will look like. I cannot stress to you enough that you should not bother starting the online application if you do not have enough information to substantially complete this template. Frankly, filling out the online application amounts to a cut and paste process if you substantially complete the template. Again, you will find this template at the District Rotary Foundation Committee subpage. Tip number 4. After getting club approval, run it by a Rotary Foundation Regional Grants Officer. As I have already mentioned, you may have a great global grant project idea the Rotary Foundation will have no problem approving. After you complete the global grant template, run the project by one of the Rotary Foundation Regional Grants Officers. These are the people who will be reviewing the application, including identifying any potential project problems. They would prefer you visiting with them about the proposed project prior to submitting the application to minimize potential project problems. You may find out that there is something about the proposed project that requires a complete change in the project. Possibly a change so significant that neither club is capable of completing the project with the necessary changes. The best officer will be the one assigned to handle global grants in the proposed project's host country. A list is available online, and you can contact me if you need the name of the appropriate regional grants officer. Now, getting back to the application and the necessary steps to take. Step 1, you must have a needs assessment. Conduct a thorough assessment of community needs and strengths. Ask people what they have, how what they have can be better, or what they need in order to have better lives. If there's a thorough understanding of community needs, the rest of the application comes much more naturally. Try to start the project with the beneficiaries rather than plan the project and then take it to the local community. Focus on a need that is local to you and your club if you can. Rotary has resources available to help you conduct your needs assessment, including the manual pictured here, Community Assessment Tools. This manual is available on our District Rotary Foundation Committee website subpage as well as Rotary's website. The Global Grants Community Assessment Results is a Word document. This is what the document will look like. As it states in the second paragraph, this form will help you report the results of your community assessment, and it's required when you apply for any humanitarian or vocational training team grant. As with most items referenced during this presentation, again, you know you can find the template at the District Rotary Foundation Committee subpage. Trap number 1. Do not bother applying if you do not have a needs assessment. If you've done a previous global grant, you might be thinking, well, I never had to do a needs assessment in the past. That may be true, but as of July 1, 2018, all humanitarian and vocational training team global grants require an assessment. It is the rule, so you might as well avoid wasting everyone's time by applying for the grant without having an assessment. Step 2. Identify the area of focus. Review the areas of focus policy statements. Based on needs assessment, identify just one or only the most appropriate area of focus. Avoid taking a fully baked project and fitting it into one of the areas of focus. Change the approach to project design. Work and think through the policy statements before designing projects. All project activities should relate directly to the area of focus goals. Step 3. Prepare a detailed project plan. Provide a detailed project implementation plan that encompasses all aspects of the proposed project activity. Ensure that beneficiaries were involved in project design. Step 4. Detail the Rotarian involvement. Provide a detailed listing of the specific tasks that both the host and international Rotarians will carry out in conjunction with the project. Step 5. Prepare a budget. Provide a detailed budget with vendor information and information about how these vendors were selected. The image on the screen shows where you will enter the budget information in the online application. Let's talk about global grant financing. The minimum total budget for a global grant project is US $30,000. Clubs and districts can contribute to the financing of global grant using district designated funds, which are matched dollar for dollar by the Foundation's World Fund. Rotarian cash contributions, outright gifts from Rotarians, or funds from Rotarian-led fundraisers, which are matched 50 cents to the dollar by the Foundation, and non-Rotarian cash contributions, donations from other organizations, businesses, or people, which are also matched 50 cents to the dollar by the Foundation. Here are some additional financing guidelines. International sponsors provide at least 30% of total sponsor funding. Let me state it differently. At least 30% of the total budget must come from outside the host country's district. Funds cannot be raised from beneficiaries or cooperating organizations in exchange for a grant. Funds cannot come from other grants. Cash contributions should always be credited to the individuals who gave the funds. Rotarians cannot collect funds from individuals and claim the donation as their own unless they have received explicit permission from the donors to do so. Tip number 5. Use the Global Grant Funding Calculator. You will find a Global Grant Funding Calculator on the District Rotary Foundation's Committee subpage. The calculator is an Excel spreadsheet document. This is what the document will look like. It is a wonderful self-populating document to help you wade through the funding process. Use it and the application process will flow more smoothly. Step 6. Explain the project's sustainability. Clearly explain specific sustainability components. We have a handout entitled 6 Steps to Sustainability that provides helpful guidance about how to make your project more sustainable. Step 7. Detail any training information. Include detailed information for each training opportunity presented in an application and include frequency, curricula, exact beneficiaries if training will be tailored for adults, children, who will be doing what for the training. Do not answer not applicable to this question. Training is applicable to all global grants. Step 8. Include cooperating organization MOU. Include a memorandum of understanding or an MOU for each cooperating organization. You will complete a memorandum of understanding for each cooperating organization with which you're working on the project. The MOUs will be included with the grant application. Step 9. Identify measurement and evaluation. Include specific information related to measurement and evaluation. The image on the screen shows where you will enter this information into the online system. We have resource materials to help you design your measurement and evaluation plan for your project. Step number 10. Complete the application. Complete the entire application. If you leave parts of your application blank, it will likely result in delays in the application processing. Does this mean you have to fill in every blank to submit the application? No, but the application will not proceed until it's completely filled in. Let's talk about global grants and securing 5890 district designated funding. How to secure DDF funding. Complete the global grant template. Complete the global grant calculator. Submit both to grant subcommittee chair or vocational training team subcommittee chair, whichever is appropriate. Be ready to adjust the global grant calculator depending upon what amount, if any, of district designated funds will be contributed to the project. Trap number 2. Do not first approach District Governor Carmen Cuneo asking for district designated funds. 1, it's bad form. 2, she is not responsible for keeping up with the district designated funds availability. 3, she cannot commit to an unvetted project. So, here are the 4 things you need to do that are part of securing District 5890 district designated funding. We are back at that slide showing you the various resources. I hope that today's presentation has provided you additional information and has put you on the path to completing a global grant application. Do not hesitate to contact me or anyone else with the District Rotary Foundation Committee when it comes to completing your online application. Thank you for your time.